G'day everyone, it's me Dexter and welcome back to another video on this channel. Today I want to talk about a formation, but before that I found a new glitch on this game that's even more broken than the kickoff glitch. So basically, if you have Ederson as your goalkeeper with the long ball plus, every time he catches the ball you can have a free goal. It works like 8 times out of 10 and it's so easy. Here I make my fullback, whether my right back or my left back, make a run forward by using the L1 button. I pass it back to the goalkeeper and I look at the minimap. As soon as he reaches the halfway line, I send the killer through ball. I mean, something this broken shouldn't be in the game. Please patch this EA before so many people find out about it. Anyway, the formation I want to talk about is the 4-1-4-1. Basically, it's the same as 4-5-1 flat, but instead of having 3 center mids, you have 1 CDM and 2 center mids. It's slightly more defensive, but that CDM can have a very pivotal role in this formation. I have the build-up place on balance and my defensive approach is aggressive, with 91 line height. With 91 long height, you get the offside traps, you get the midfield congestion, very powerful and important this year. If you don't think your defense is going to be secure with this line height, you can lower it down to 70, 50, whatever you're comfortable with. Next, moving on to the player roles, we're going to start things off with our striker, who I have on advanced forward and focus on attack. This player is initially the only central attacker you're gonna have, so they should be really good with both feet, great at finishing, pace and dribbling. So I definitely suggest playing an all-rounder attacker here. Then for our left midfielder and right midfielder, we're gonna have them both on inside forward and focus on attack. These two will act like a left and right forward when we are attacking, and it makes this formation very similar to the 4-3-2-1 last year. But we don't want them staying wide. This is not the 4-4-2, we want them more involved in the center, making diagonal runs, and that's everything this formation is all about. Having just one striker in the center is never enough in such a game to break down your opponents. So for your wingers, you want fast players who are good at finishing and dribbling. Now for the 2 center mids here, I have them both on playmaker and roaming. Now wait a minute here. Roaming makes these 2 players sometimes play a little bit wider, going a bit to the wings, and I can use that with De Jong with fantastic Trivelas and Schweinsteiger with the broken long ball passes. It really helps me a lot to break down my opponents, but if you don't have the players who have the capabilities to hit a Trivela or send a fantastic long ball, then have these 2 players or at least one of them on playmaker and attack. So to make it clear, if I didn't have exactly these 2 players, I would rather play with playmaker and attack. Moving on to the CDM, I have the role on holding and focus on defend. If you want to play the 4-5-1 flat instead of the 4-1-4-1, make this a holding CM. The central player here is like the pivotal role of the midfield. You can't have this player be out of position when you're getting countered. You can't have this player running up too much in the field. So whether it's the 4-5-1 or the 4-1-4-1, having this player on holding is very important to me. Next up, for our fullbacks, we have both of these players playing as fullback and focus on balance. This way we can guarantee to always have a neat back 4 with a CDM playing right in front of them, so the counterattacks shouldn't be much of a problem against this formation. But again, if you want to make this formation a slightly more attacking formation, you can have one of the fullbacks playing as a wingback role. Even though we have the wingers already providing us with some width and the 2 center mids really helping us in attack, I really don't think it's necessary. Personally, with how glitchy this year's game is, I'd rather not get countered, so I have them both on fullback and balanced. For the center backs, I don't care what role plus and role plus plus your center backs have, always keep your 2 center backs on defender and defend. It's gonna help a lot with keeping a very solid offside line, and if you have the role on anything else, one of them is gonna move forward a little bit, creating a gap behind them. You really don't want that. And your goalkeeper, you wanna have this player on whatever role plus or role plus plus they have. I have Ederson, Super Triple Plus Plus, that's what I'm gonna have on him. That's it for the tactics and instructions. I'm gonna leave the code on the screen so you can copy it for your game, and I'm also putting the code down in the description. And whenever you're trying to use a code on your game to load up a formation, make sure to check every single player role before you actually go and play a game. Sometimes when you enter a code, the player roles just go back to default, so just keep that in mind. Moving on to the gameplay, I want to say This is probably the best formation I've played with this year, and it's not even close. Like other formations just don't play like that. You have three central players in your midfield, and you have the left and right midfielder who go forward and play more like a left forward and right forward role. So you have the attacking width, you have the central players, you have the wide players, and when you're defending, you got five midfielders dominating the midfield at all times. When you're trying to apply some pressure, you got players scattered all around the pitch, making it so easy to switch and just keep the pressure on your opponent. When you're getting pressed, again, you got options all around the pitch. Left mid, right mid, three central players to dictate the tempo. Nah, seriously, I love this formation. I played the 15 games of my FUT champs with this, and I barely missed out on rank 2. I wanna say, still the 5 at the back meta is gonna dominate the game this year. But when it comes to 4 at the backs, these sort of formations I think are the best to go for. Anyway, watch the rest of the clips to get an understanding of how this formation will play, and I'll see you at the end of the video. That's it for today's video, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. It would help out the channel massively. This is the end of this episode, and hopefully I will see you on the next one.